Hi, and welcome to the new league. So, yeah, this is the first video of the league, although I have played over the weekend. I was able to complete the campaign. I didn't even finish the lab, as you can see. So, by the time I recorded this video, my character was basically fresh after the campaign, with one exception, which you can see in here. This is the sixthling, and this character was basically not really changed after finishing the campaign, so I don't really have resistances on it. I don't have much, let's say, basic items sorted out like flasks, etc. So this whole video has one purpose: to show you that you can play Blights right after finishing campaign. You can play red Blights without doing much, right? So yeah, my PC was like lagging, so I had like 1000 ping, etc. So I couldn't control my character, I couldn't use my skills, I couldn't approach the monsters anyway. So I didn't bother to buy the items, right? So as soon as this video was finished and I really wanted to capture how I do it with this gear, I changed everything. I rebuilt my character from the scratch using the currency. As you can see in this stash, there isn't like a lot of it, but yeah, I was buying like 2 to 10C items, just to sort out my resistances, and that's the most important. So in this video I will showcase how to run a simple Blight. We are using the Scout Tower anointments, which means that you need two anointments: one to increase damage of Scout Towers, and the second to increase range. And this is because the Scout Towers deal very well early on when you use Amber Oils on your map. Amber Oils reduce the cost of map to basically nothing, so you can place infinite amount of Scout Towers, and they have huge range, so they will kill all the monsters. There are a few exceptions, but you can still leak like few rare monsters that somehow skip the summoning towers, etc. So this strategy is really recommended early on because the Meteor Tower is, let's say, only good when you use Chill Tower, Freeze, Anoint, and it's more for like end game setup, right? So yeah, just early on use Scout Towers, it's much easier, right? But the moment you switch from Amber Oil maps to, let's say, non-Amber Oil strategies, then you will need to get the Chill Tower Freeze and Meteor Tower to kill the bosses, right? Because you won't have the money, you can only stun lock, and you will need to do some DPS yourself, right? But this video is about first Blighted maps, so the first thing you should do in the league is doing like a clean run of white T1 map to get some oils. As soon as you do this, just get 2 Amber Oils, get your Scout Tower anointments, get 2 Amber Oils on your map, then use Crimson, Violet, I don't know, Azure, or whatever you have in your stash as third oil. It might be teal, and just try to complete this. As soon as this is done, just buy T6 map, right? Buy T9 map, see what your character can do. Remember about the XP cap, so try not to do maps higher than 4 levels above your level. So the strategy here is pretty simple, yeah. We don't use teal oil, so we'll just have to wait. We shouldn't be building towers until like 4:30, so try to stay alive, try to understand where are good spots to build it. You want to build your crossroads as close to the pump as possible. As you can see, a new crossroad is deployed 15 seconds after, which is already enough for me to build here, right? Because the chances that there will be another crossroad closer to the pump is very low. If the first line is on the same line, or you can't see a good crossroad, just wait until 4:30. Yeah? In this case, 4:30 deployed a line in complete opposite direction, and this is fine. We'll have to build a crossroad there too. But let's say it's a non-teal strategy, so we have time. Yeah, it's still gray, so it's not active. So for now, we just build the stun lock. To stun lock the normal blights, you only need Chill Tower. The stun tower is needed when you have cold immune lanes, right? So as you can see, we have 2. So we will have to build stun tower 2. The shock nova tower is good when you deploy lanes with this protection bubble, right? So with this shield that covers blight bosses, etc. So it penetrates it, and it's really good to counter this. So the strategy here is only build towers, not using skill. Stay away from all the monsters because we have basically no resistances, no defenses. So anything can kill us, especially rare mobs, because rare mobs are pretty crazy. So we should basically just manage our towers and trying to stay alive. There's always a good tip to build one glacial cage tower just close to the pump. This is because it can catch like those leaking single rare monsters and you have time to kill it, or scout towers will do. So it's always good to do it whenever you have like spare currency, right? But yeah, it's not really mandatory. It's more mandatory for ravaged maps. So the next step after completing few of those maps and getting your basic currency going on, maybe not few, maybe like 10, 15 maps like that, you can start upgrading your gear, start using your skills, right? So remember, this is what I've done when I couldn't really control my character. You shouldn't be doing it that long, but if you struggle for some reason, you can do it, right? Because the profit is not that bad using amber oil, but of course when you use like crimson and black oil, you get more rewards, and that's what we want. So what you should do is like just, you know, get enough currency for you to start approaching the monsters. Once you have like resistances and basic defenses sorted out, level 20 skills, but then you can do like T14, T15 without amber oils. So yeah, that should be something you do until you have your money to get all the required items. I started with the alas, because the phantasmal cremation is useless without it, but yeah, actually the phantasmal cremation was my second purchase, like the big purchase, and yeah, you should be able to make money with this build. This is all required to do the ravaged maps right away. So as you can see, my character is so squishy, I cannot even do shit because of those rare monsters mods. So I have to be somehow moving all the time. It was a bit challenging, but yeah, you shouldn't be having like 30% or 0% resistances at this point, right? So this is just to prove you can still do it even if you have, right? So don't follow this guide. This is not a build guide. This is more like a, you know, strategy explained how to make first currency with this build, and then have a good base to transition into end game ravaged maps right away, which I already done. So you only need like 10-11 device for this character to clear the hardest ravaged maps, and that's insane, right? So after you play this for a day or two just to get those 10-11 device, it's not that much as you think. It's few hours, I guess. Then you should be doing the ravaged maps. The normal blights aren't that profitable. The ravaged maps will be challenging as well in the beginning with that budget, but they drop a lot more, and you know, it's a good thing to play, right? So anyway, this was it for this video. I'm gonna upload a next video what I've been doing on day 4 actually, which is today, and this is about the character progression and how to play your first blights, right? So we won't focus much in this league about normal blights. This was just a step to get our character ready. To me, there's no point to test best strategies. Just you should be using like the oils you have in your inventory, buying the maps, and just going on with, you know, not stressing about whether you play this in optimal way or not, right? So yeah, just try to get to the ravaged maps using the last league guide. You can always check the description for POE of this character, and join the Discord for more help. I'm there to help you out with this build, or just helping you out with Blighted related questions. And as soon as I'm having enough currency to start buying expensive oils, I'm gonna test it. I don't think golden oil is going to be that good until divine orb is like 200-250 C, so we need to wait a few more days for that. And of course, people need to start selling golden oils in bulk, because spending 10-15 minutes just to buy few oils is not going to make you rich, right? So it's better to run some cheaper strategies, less effective, but at least you can play, right? Okay, so thanks for watching and good luck. Bye.